Guys, it's time for Breakthrough with Coach Lou. Coming to you live from Accelerate Life University, XLR8Life.com. Coach Lou will help you break through anything that's stopping you. Are you ready to get the motivation, the energy, the life, and all the success you really want and deserve? With no further ado, here's Coach Lou.
Welcome back, my friends, to Breakthrough with Coach Lou, Wednesday edition. Did we have a cool day on Monday or what? Discovering all that we discovered about fear and how it can come at you and all the different ways that you can deal with it. And is fear a good thing or a bad thing? I think we found out it might be a good thing in some aspects. It's all in how you process it. So Monday we talked about how fear can cost you if it holds you back. It could cost you financially. It could cost you in your relationships. It could cost you having a relationship, period. It could cost you your life if you fear getting a test done that you need to get done or something like that. We discovered some crazy little things about fear and what it can cost you. And we talked a little bit Monday about getting control of fear, but what if you could actually learn to harness fear for good? Okay. And that kind of goes two different directions. That could be harness it for good, like forever, or it could be harness it for good in your life. Okay. Monday we left off, learning the first thing you do is you ask, what does fear really mean when you feel it? Okay, is it false evidence that appears real, or is it an imminent danger? Okay, if it's an imminent danger or it's false evidence that appears real, simply put, it is a call to action. Now, I'm not going to say to behave the same way in the two different circumstances. If it's an imminent danger, okay, you're going to take immediate action to get out of the danger and then think more about it later and figure it all out. If it's the false worrisome type of fear, then you're going to ask some questions before reacting to what does this really mean, okay? And then once you figure out what it really means, then you take an appropriate action. Now, if a car's coming dead straight towards you, you don't sit there and go, what does this really mean? You get out of the way. That's an imminent danger. If you get a note that you need to go see the boss in the office before you leave work today, that is not an imminent danger. You got time to think of, okay, if it's this, then I do this. If it's this, I do this. No matter what it is, you're going to have to take an action, okay? Preferably the appropriate action. Okay, so remember something really important here. Fear and excitement are very similar physiologically. And physiologically, just, I don't like to throw big words out there, but it just simply means how your body reacts chemically, emotionally, your actual physical response to something. It's similar to the excitement and stress. Fear and excitement and stress are all physiologically similar. Okay, if you remember the episodes we did on stress, we did a major comparison on stress and excitement and found out that they're physiologically almost the same chemical response in the body. However, stress is a negative connotation and the excitement was a positive connotation. But physically, it was almost the same exact thing. Okay, so physiological response to fear, excitement, and stress are all physiologically the same or similar. It's the psychological response that determines the meaning they have to you. Okay, is it stressful? Negative. Is it exciting? Positive. Is it fear? Very negative. Okay? Oftentimes way more negative than the fear itself actually is, okay? So the crazy thing is, let me give you an example. 3 people can experience the same exact scenario. One's terrified, another one gets stressed, and the other might be like, bring it on. This is kind of exciting. It's a new challenge. What's the difference? It's the meaning you assign to the scenario. And scenario just simply means situation. Again, I don't like tossing around huge words, but I also, got a little psychological stuff going on there where you have the psychological education where you use some of these words because situation almost feels like you're not in control. Scenario feels like you can control it, right? Okay. So how do we harness this thing called fear? Well, I'm really glad you asked. Okay, this is going to build on Monday's show and training a little bit. The number one thing you do, and there's 7 steps to this, and there's a reason there's 7 because I want you to go through all 7, because if you end up at one of them where you go, I'm done here, that means you're still in fear. And that kind of rhymes. That sounds like a nursery rhyme, but this isn't nursery rhyme stuff, guys. Fear is a very real thing, number one. Don't beat yourself up if you have some fears or you get scared or you're worried, etc. I mean, we're human. These things happen, okay? It's how you deal with it and how you process it that makes the difference. And this week, frankly, I'm working on a lot of this myself, too. It's a crazy week, and I'll let you know more on that later on. But, I'm facing some things that are kind of scary, and, it'll be all right. It's going to be all right. You have faith and stuff. But I'm going to tell you, I never fear anything, or I never this, or I never that. I walk in your shoes, guys. I'm human like you. Okay, Lou's human like you. That rhymes too. I'm a freaking poet today. Okay, so number one, when fear shows up, decide if it is that imminent danger. The lion's going to jump on me. If so, take immediate action, evasive action, do what you got to do to not have the lion eat you. Okay, if in fact it's not imminent danger, let's proceed to step 2. Step 2 is to ask yourself, what exactly does this really mean? What exactly? Not, I'm scared. I know this means the world's coming to an end. What exactly does this mean? Okay, and ask that with a true expectation. If you go, what does this mean? You're not going to get an answer. If you ask your brain with a, what does this mean? And you ask it repeatedly, you're going to get an answer. Okay? And you give it with that feeling that you expect your brain is going to give you an honest answer, not a sugar-coated answer, and not a big inflated answer either. Okay? But don't go into an endless loop of what ifs. What if this happens? What if this? What if? You don't know until you're there, number one. If it's something you're looking forward to, you don't know until you're in the situation, until you're through it. A lot of those answers, those questions. So why knock yourself sideways with the what ifs before you go into something? Okay? Now, number 3, once you decide what it means to you, and I highly encourage you pick the best, highest and best meaning, you might have to puff it up a little. And in coaching, I learned one thing. It's not always about the belief being 100% accurate. It's about it serving you. So if you're a little inaccurate, but it's serving you and it's putting you in a better place to deal with it, go for it. Okay, so once you decide what this means to you, ask yourself, is this a fear, a possibility, or an exciting opportunity to grow? Maybe something exciting to experience something brand new. Going on a new roller coaster is scary, but it's exciting, okay? Okay, so there's a lot of things that are, And only once that you have the solid answer to this, do you move on to number 4. So what is this really? Yes, it's an imminent fear. It's a danger. Yes, this is a real problem. Yes, I got to handle this. This is something that's going to be a problem. Or, this is cool. It's going to be work or it's going to be a challenge. But when we get through this is going to take it to the next level. That's a whole different feeling than fear. Okay? So let's go on to number 4 because I'm sure you're there. Write down what is the worst case scenario. Okay? The worst that can happen. And the probability of what will probably really happen, which is more close to reality. And then what's the best case scenario? Sometimes out of something that really scary, something really great shows up out of it. Okay? So, all right, number 5. Ask yourself, how can I mitigate the damage if I get the worst case? Okay? If the news you're getting, if something happens or something's going on, it is the worst case, you hear a bang and it is a gunshot and it's in close proximity, Okay, that's probably worst case scenario. If you hear a bang and it's that somebody slammed the door, okay, they might have woken up the baby and that'll make you mad. Or it could be somebody dropping a really nice package at your front porch for you that you forgot, didn't even know you were getting. Somebody sent you a surprise. Okay, so, but if it is a worst case scenario, what can you do to anticipate and get ahead of this worst case? Okay, you get some bad news. Okay, well, how can I get ahead of this? How can I deal with this? Sometimes it's not, oh, kumbaya, everything's fine. Sometimes it's like, this is a problem. So, but how can you mitigate? And mitigate simply means lessen the effects on you. Okay. And when you do this, you ask one thing to know if you're going to survive or get past this fear is, if it is the worst case, can I live with this and move on no matter what? And sometimes that includes losing a loved one or something else where, yes, you are going to, you could freak out and fall apart, or you could stay there with them and bring happy memories and that and make those last days amazing, or you could make them miserable by seeing your pain. But are you going to pass, I know it's a drastic example. So in other words, so is this challenge, this fear, going to kill you? Okay, if somebody's shooting at you, it might be something to take into consideration, could kill you. Okay, but if it's somebody, saying bad things about you, or, slandering, or, somebody left you a bad review about your business, is it going to kill you? No. Okay, so now with that, if you're still alive, let's go on to step 5 and then move on to step 6. Because if it's not going to kill you, it really isn't the worst case scenario. That is always the worst case scenario. Oh, okay. Doesn't that kind of lighten things up a bit? Does that not? Come on, let me hear it. Does that not lighten some things up a little bit? Okay, if it's not going to kill you, it's not the worst case scenario. Okay, so here we are, number 6. This is probably reality. This is your probable reality. Okay. This is still not harnessing fear, but this is certainly better than the worst case, okay? This is a point where it requires you to take action, act on a solution, create a solution of whatever caused the fear in the first place. By this point, it hasn't killed you, so deal with it and get past the fear, okay? And I know this is not easy. It's a suck it up buttercup mindset of, all right, we had our moment of, but now let's get on it. We got to do something about it, or we're going to stay in will ultimately kill you. Okay? So get past that fear. What do you got to do? What's next? Okay, let's go. Let's make a plan. Not as bad as we thought. This is probably the reality. The worst case scenario didn't happen. Really didn't get the best case scenario, but we got this to deal with, so let's get on it. This is a good solution. And good isn't really for the kind of people that are on the Breakthrough with Lou show. Okay, so if you're good, you might be trying to get better by being here, but most of y'all are looking for a little more of excellence or outstanding levels, right? So let's go on to number 7, okay? Here's where it gets fun. Turn fear into an exciting, fun challenge that'll make you grow and help the other people around you grow and give you something later on to help others with. This is how we harness fear, okay? Deciding that call to action, and that's all fear really is, right? Deciding that this call to action, remembering that that's what fear really is a call to action. Pay attention to it. Ask the right questions. What does this really mean? What are our options? Take a deep breath and go to work on it. You'll soon find that when you practice this, that fear begins to turn into excitement, or at least lessens the scared feeling. Then excitement can turn into growth, which turns into the certain sense of confidence. Okay, the certain sense of confidence that you can be, feel, and take wherever you go and bring into whatever comes your way. Have you ever met somebody who it's like they're getting like pelted with snowballs, but they're smacking them as they're coming? And then the other kid's getting pelted with snowballs and crying and balled up in a ball. The same snowballs, same age kid probably. It's all in the mindset. And guess what? The kid that's smacking them as they're coming and everything else, once in a while takes one to the face. What does he do? He steps back up and throws a snowball back and says, I am not going to fear walking to school every day. Yeah, I might get hit with a snowball once in a while. I might get called a nasty name. But is it going to kill me? No. Okay? But you know what the deal is? The real deal is people have snowball fights coming at them every day. Do you run and hide and get scared and ball up in a corner? Probably not your best option. Do you give it a shot and run through it and get away from it? Okay, that's the middle of the road. That's a solution. Yeah, it's a probable solution that you're probably not going to get hit by too many snowballs if you run past the people throwing snowballs at you. The other one fields it and goes, let me turn this into a game, and smacking them and returning a few. Might get a little tattered and torn, might get a fat lip once in a while. But that's the person that walks to school and goes, I don't care if the seniors throw snowballs at me. Bring it on. Snowball fight, baby. Okay? And I'm not saying people should bully or injure each other. Somebody out there is going, oh, it's bullying. I don't think snowball fights and water balloons and stuff the kids play with and always have forever is bullying or dangerous. Okay? No, you shouldn't go out of your way to harm somebody. But my whole point to that was to show you the difference in mindset from somebody who's going to live in fear, somebody who's going to take a good shot at, all right, it's happening and I'm going to do the bare minimum to get through, or the person that says this is going to make me better, stronger, and I'm going to feed it right back to you, but not feed it back to you in an aggressive way. Feed it back to the world, and once you grow through something, once you walk the path, like I can tell you, I've walked a lot of paths that, I can help you with, okay? And if I haven't, I've coached people that have walked paths, okay? I've never had a problem with addiction, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know what it's like to be addicted to something, okay? I don't, but I have helped people through addictions. So I've walked the path with somebody. And so that's what makes a difference. Now, that always hasn't been in a professional way. That's, I've had a personal life, family, friends, stuff like that, where, it's not just like, okay, I talk to you for an hour a week about what the next step is on a Zoom call. This is somebody you love spiraling and you're helping them and you get involved in it. So trust me on the fact that I have walked many walks and bring this to you, but this is what makes me who I am. Was my childhood great and peachy and just, the picture of, Grover Cleveland, or not Grover Cleveland, what was the, oh my God, whatever the kid was growing up, the Beaver, Leave It to Beaver, with the super perfect life. No, but I wouldn't have some tools to bring you if it was, okay? So, am I going to tell you I never get fearful? No. I'm going to tell you that it's an ever-evolving thing, and I'm learning each time something fearful comes up to figure it out and ask the right questions, and then I go, wow, that works. Let me bring that to you guys on Breakthrough with Lou. That worked. This one didn't. Let me not bring that to you. We don't want to bring you stuff that doesn't work. Okay, so listen up. Next time fear creeps up on you, what are you going to do? Turn it into your next project, challenge, whatever you want to call it. Become the 2.0 version of you. Not the you that's scared all the time, but the you that goes, all right, I'm scared, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm going to take action. Okay, what was it? Courage. I saw it was in a bathroom at a restaurant I used to go to. Courage is grace under pressure. Taking the challenge anyway, even though you don't feel like it or it scares the ever-living crud out of you. That's courage. Courage is not something that, you talk in a certain way or you claim. Courage is a way of being. Courage is being scared and doing it anyway. Okay? So no one likes or should like to live in fear all the time. And nobody should live in fear all the time, okay? There are places on this earth where people live in undue amounts of fear that is way out of their control. And I don't condone that in any way, manner, or form. But taking control of the fear is the first step in creating the amazing life you deserve, or getting out of a situation where you're trapped in fear. There is always a way. If you are up above ground, breathing, listening to this show, there is a way to get past fear and to harness it. You're never really going to not have it, but get on it and ride it like a horse. Harness that fear and make sure that you are asking the right questions, taking the appropriate actions, and you will strengthen to where some of the stuff you thought you were afraid of years ago or now, in 5 years, you're going to be like, whatever. Okay? This happens to a lot of OCR races. I'll never forget Jen's first OCR race in West Palm Beach. I was like, hey, you want a banana on the way and you want something to eat? And no. I'm like, did I make you mad or something today? No. Oh my God, you're scared. And it was okay. It's one of those things where it's something new, it's something scary. It is. I still get butterflies before an OCR race. The day I really don't get any excitement out of it is the day I probably need to hang it up. And I look forward to soon being back in the race game. I've been out for a season. And, it's like, but there's still those butterflies. But that's excitement, not fear. Very similar feeling, different connotation. I know I'm ready when my heart starts speeding up when I start getting near the raceway, near the course. Is it scary a little bit? Yeah. But is it more exciting than scary? Yeah. First time, probably more scary than exciting. So just put this stuff to work for you guys. And the great thing is the more you practice it, the better you get, and then the less fear you really have. And it doesn't mean that there's not next levels of fear and you're not going to have fear ever again and live in a bubble. It just literally means that you will be able to deal with it and you have the tools. Okay? So if this helps you guys, and I know it does, I know Breakthrough with Lou helps you if you really put this stuff to work for you. I tried and tested a lot of this stuff. Love to see you do the best that you can. I ask two things of you. Number one, share Breakthrough with Coach Lou with anyone you think needs this. Everybody does in one way or another because I cover a lot of topics. Okay, and then teach other people what you learn here. Help them grow. To help other people grow doesn't hurt you, doesn't set you back. Australians have a thing they call the tall poppy syndrome. How do you be the tallest poplar tree in the forest? Well, you do it by growing. You don't do it by chopping down the other trees around you. Same way, how do you have the biggest building in the city? You build something greater. You don't blow up everybody else's building. So go out and share this stuff. The more you help others, the more you're going to grow on top of it. And contribution is a great thing. Okay? One more thing, of course. I said two things, I need three. Of course, Coach, that's what you're saying. Please, please, please like, share, subscribe, comment wherever you're watching this or listening, whatever venue you're on today. Please, please, please smash the like button, hit the subscribe, hit this, make comments so I can continue to grow the show so we can have a greater impact. Okay. Have a recommendation for a guest speaker to be on the show, somebody you'd like me to interview? Send them to me. Tell them to get with me, and if they're fit for the show, I'll happily put them on. I would love to get some great people on to interview for you guys. So let me know. So remember, determine the worst outcome when fear comes up and decide that you can live with it. Determine the likely outcome, what would probably be the reality, which is usually not the worst, and then decide to go for the really good outcome that gives you something great at the end and go on that. So here's how you do it. You decide, count down, go. do it. Friday, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the poles. This was an exercise I did an event out in West, and it was something that I didn't realize was as high or crazy as it was, and I'm going to share that with you on Friday. But what an impact it had, and just kind of a really unique rolling effect. But you got to tune in Friday to find out, y'all. Don't forget, if you missed any of the episodes of Breakthrough with Lou, just get over to XLR8life.com and go to our Breakthrough blog, and all these are posted there as replays. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Tunes, Google, anywhere that you have that. YouTube, Facebook, and I broadcast the stream to Facebook too. Best place, though, is to catch us at CoachLou.com each and every week. Of course, my name is spelled L-E-W. If you go to Coach L-O-U, I don't know what that's going to take you to. All right, guys, live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams. Have an absolutely amazing day and amazing life. I'll see you on Friday, because we got another cool show coming up for you. See you soon.
Ready to take it to the next level? Tune in to XLR8life.com for our live shows, encore presentations, life-changing courses, and live coaching with Coach Lou himself. As Coach Lou always says, live with faith, energy, love, passion, and always live your dreams.